What's going on, everybody? You already know what it is. It's another episode of Nosebleed section coming to you tonight. This guy's already hyped. He's already hyped. Oh my gosh. As you know, me and Paul have been doing our week to week picks. Yeah, Paul made his money. He made his money. Our week two picks are in. Paul's going to let us know how we did, and we're going to go over each game, talk about it a little briefly. But the Jets and the Giants both caught W's this weekend. Good week for New York sports. I believe it was. I believe I saw something that said the Jets, the Giants. It was the Jets, the Giants, the Yankees, and the Mets, or something like that. All won for like the
Oh
first
yeah.
time in a couple of years. That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna
Bro,
get into our pick. What? What?
this weekend
What?
for football was insane for me. Like Saturday was it Saturday or Friday? I can't remember now. No, Friday. It was Friday.
Florida State game.
Florida State. Golly, you talk about nail biters. Oh, there was that game. Jordan gets hurt, and then we got Ron Maker in there, and we pull out the W. Then I'm coming to Sunday. And yeah, we'll get down to it like under reviews.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I feel kind of bad because of course, I'm a State fan first, but I also kind of like Auburn. You guys, don't judge me. There's the year that Auburn had Ronnie Brown, Cadillac Williams. Actually, also their third running back was Brandon Jacobs. Probably I don't know that, but that was the year I kind of became an Auburn supporter as well as the Giants as a Giants fan, as far as a Penn State fan. But it's Penn State first always. But it was just tough because Penn State played Auburn and Penn State crushed them like 42-13 or something so it was bittersweet. But I'm a Penn State guy first. But anyway, on to the NFL. Week two's in the books. Paul, what are we looking like? How do we do this week?
You finished 8-8. I finished 9-7 for
Okay.
the
Okay.
season. Hold
Don't
on.
that make us tied?
Oh wait, that's the one I'm looking for. That's not the one I'm looking for either. It's React. I gotta get used to this. But for the season, we are tied at 16-15.
Oh my gosh. That stupid tie.
Yeah.
Stupid
Well,
tie.
it wouldn't matter because we both picked the Colts in that tie.
I know. I'm just saying, all right. All right. So what did I miss on? Who did I miss on?
You missed on the Chargers, the Browns, the Colts, Steelers, Seahawks, Bengals, Raiders, and Bears.
Oh my god. Who'd you miss on?
Ravens, Commanders, Colts, Steelers, Bengals, Raiders, Vikings.
How about that Dolphins pick? How about that
Bro,
Dolphins?
no. Wait. That was like a Hail Mary, bro. Because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because beginning of the season, I turned into both Tua, Jalen Hurts, and Dak Prescott. Dak gets a bye because he got hurt for now, so he's gonna slide.
Mm,
Hurts and Tua are balling out, but can they maintain that consistency? Tua went for 6 TDs, and Jalen Hurts balled out and led the Eagles to a victory over the Vikings. At one point, he was perfect. Like, I think it was 10 for 10, 11 for 11 before, like, one of the receivers either dropped the ball or he overthrew it. I can't remember what happened. But he was perfect at over 100 yards at that point. I was like, golly. I put in the chat, I was like, yo, did this man hear what I said at the beginning of the season and is like trying to prove me wrong?
probably.
I was like,
Probably.
okay. And I got no
Okay.
problem. Like, you know what I mean? I got no problem. Prove me wrong. Like, prove me wrong. Like, I don't want to be right. Prove me wrong. Like, I understand there's pressure with playing all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you prove me wrong. Like, just do it. Do it. Like, I dare you to prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy and
Mhm.
weird, but you don't want me to be right. That's all I'm going to tell you. But the Dolphins two of them made a good comeback, man. 6 TDs, like,
Yo.
but that Lamar Jackson 72-yard run for a TD. Oh, geez. I
Yeah,
think
he was.
He was the
He was
first one
balling.
to throw for over 70-yard bomb TD and run for a 70-yard TD in the same game. I think that was something that was said too as well. I was like, only Lamar. Only Lamar. He's trying to get paid. That brother's trying to get paid.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. That dude, he was full. I think I think they clocked him. I forget how fast, how many mile per hour he was running, but
Yeah.
I saw that play live. And I was just like, just watching him just pull away from like corners and safeties. I was like, Jesus Lord, this guy just took off. Like, and it was funny. But one of my coaches I coach with is a Ravens fan, and
Mm-hmm.
I told him last week on Thursday, who y'all got this weekend? He was like, Dolphins. We're gonna win. And I was like, me and my boy do a podcast on Wednesday nights. He was like, for real, who'd you pick? I was like, pick the Dolphins. He was like, oh, you're crazy. He was like, there's no way the Dolphins win. And I walked up to him today and I was like, how about that Dolphins pick? And he was like, you're still crazy for picking them. It's like nobody else picked the Dolphins to win that game. It's like you're the only person to pick that game. I was just like, if they lost, I sound like an idiot. I don't know football. If they win, I'm a football genius. It's like I'm just saying, and they won, so I'll take the genius. Like I'll take it. That game was crazy, yo, crazy to watch that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Wait.
man,
Detroit fans, stand up in the chat, in the comments. We want to hear you. The Lions beat the Commanders like they're 1-1 right now.
thank you for the W. Thank you for that W. I was loving every second of that. You guys, I feel like they tried to give it away at the end, which kind of made me mad. Like you all letting the Commanders back into the game, Lions fans, but you got the W. I'm very grateful for that. The whole NFC East won. No, sorry, besides the Commanders, everybody else in the NFC East won,
Yeah.
including these guys right here. Big Blue, baby, 2-0, 2-0. Uh, I mean, it wasn't the most pretty win. Definitely wasn't the prettiest win,
Hey, I don't know if you
but
want your win or if you want our win. I'll take
I,
the W no matter
I
what.
was like, I'll take a W however I can get it. I don't care if the score is 3-0. I don't care if it's 2-0. We just get a safety. I don't care. I don't care if the defense is locks up the entire time, offense stalls, we get a safety in the end zone and we win 2-0. I don't care. A W is a W. I'll take it. Shoot,
Yeah.
2-0 when nobody saw this coming at all. And next week, we're I think I don't know if we're the favorites right now or not. I don't care, but I know we have Dallas this week, and I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a good one. So we'll see what happens with that. It's still a winnable matchup. Even if Dak was playing, I still feel it's a winnable matchup. I guess Dak is a factor, but like the offensive line isn't as good as it used to be, and their weapons are still questionable. Like Gallup's coming off of an ACL, and he'll be back. I really expect to be back, but they're not gonna just like throw him into the Lions den and be like, here's 90 snaps or 80 snaps. We're not gonna do that. Which really, you have CD and you have the guy Noah Brown who just had himself a freaking field day, and then so other than that, like I said, the offensive line is the greatest. They have Cooper Rush and a backup quarterback going. Even though he had a great game, I will give him that. I hope that the Giants step up and continue the trend. Like it can be ugly, but get the W's. Get the W's, man. Get it going.
Here's here's a question. Did the Cowboys win that game against the Bengals or did the Bengals lose the game against the Cowboys?
I want to say a little bit of both, but I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. I saw something today saying is it time for the Bengals to hit the panic button. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's time for the Bengals to hit the panic button or not. But
But see, here's the thing. What panic button are they gonna hit? This is the same squad that went to the Super Bowl and they upgraded their offensive line. I think like 70 million on that line to improve it. So
I mean, if we're being real about it, they should at least be 1-1, if not 2-0. But you have their kicker was automatic last year, and the man's missing like 20-yard field goals to beat the Steelers week 1.
he's got
And
the
then
yips.
Yeah, I'm sure he does now. And then he went into Dallas last week and they lost. And everybody pretty much had. I mean, obviously, every other Cowboys fan in the world pretty sure the Cowboys were going to win, but everybody, I'm pretty sure the consensus pick was the Bengals, and to watch them go to Dallas and lose was a bit surprising.
Yeah,
And I mean, in that division alone, it's very hard to fall behind and pick it back up. Like
yeah,
now the Steelers lost, I believe. Yeah, Steelers lost to the
mm-hmm.
Patriots,
Yep.
and the Ravens
So,
lost to the Bengals,
so
and the
that
Browns lost to the
everybody,
Jets.
yeah. So everybody, so it's like everybody's 1-1 except for the Bengals are 0-2. So it's
Hmm.
still close. Like you just don't
Yeah,
know. The Bengals
they
win this week, they're 1-2, and then like everybody else can like flip whatever.
mhm.
So now the Bengals are like literally like one game behind
They got lucky
everybody
that
else.
everybody else lost in the division.
Yeah, they
They got
literally did.
lucky.
So going back, the Browns and the Jets.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. If you want, I don't
Magaha.
even need.
Magaha. Show me the money. My boy Daryl. Me and my boy Daryl.
So this is the thing. There was money on this game. There was like a little bit of money here. It was talking trash. My boy Magaha is like, oh, we're gonna beat the Jets. And I was like, the Jets are not the Panthers. We ain't the Panthers, baby. We not. We got quarterbacks. We got the cornerbacks. We got some defense. And he's like, oh, Panthers got better defense. Nah, we gonna be all right. The game's going. I was like, all right, we got this. Close game. Boom, boom, boom. We all right, we're still close. And then they start popping off. I was like, fuck. Next thing I know is Chubb pops off for that run. And then I was like, kick or miss. I'm like, fuck, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like down 30-17, 2 minutes left, no timeouts. Fuck. So I'm sitting there. He's already claiming victory. He's like, I'm gonna get paid. My boy Daryl, he literally doubled down on the bets. He doubled down on his bets. I didn't. So Keith is like, yo, I'm gonna get paid. He threw the emoji of Dave Chappelle with the money in the crowd, like just. And I was like, I can't blame him. It's 2 minutes left. Jets have no timeouts. No timeouts. Yo, I was like, crap. Next thing I know is Flacco goes dip back. Bam. And Corey Davis caught a fucking touchdown. He actually caught the ball. He didn't just catch it. He held on to it. I was like, run, Corey, run! I was like, we scored. So like I texted my boy Darryl. I was like, yo, we back. We still alive. We can do this. We can do this. He goes like, I turned the game off. I'm like, all right, man. Don't turn back onto the game. Just don't watch it. Just we'll be all right. Just don't watch the game. Don't jinx it. Leave it alone. He's like, I turned on the game. I was like, no. I was like, if we lose, it's your fault, man. It's your fault, Daryl, if we lose. Oh, onside kick, we recover. So I'm there. I'm just like, damn, like, oh my gosh, are we really gonna do this? Are we gonna do this? So you have Jets fans on the edge trying to watch this game but the comeback. Then you got Browns fans watching this game like, holy shit, are we gonna blow this fucking lead? Oh, that shit came down to the wire. Yo, when Wilson, I was like, I was like, our kick is better than yours. We're gonna be all right. I'm about to get paid. I'm about to get paid. I started popping emojis off. Me and Daryl kept popping off. We kept popping out to our boy Keith. I told Daryl, I was like, yo, Daryl, call Keith's wife, Joy. Make sure he's all right. He's not responding. Is he still alive? Yeah, he was just like, yeah, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And we played 2K. Well, I'm not playing 2K this year, but they are. And I was like, Keith, 30 minutes ago, your man was going to go from ashy to clashy with all that VC. Now, that boy is still staying ashy, like Ashy Larry. Oh, man. That was a great win for us. Holy shit. Oh, we needed that one. We needed that
Yo,
one.
that was crazy. Like that was real. Like that was real life crazy. Like watching you guys, watching the Jets, and watching us like back to back, flipping back and forth between the two games. Like it was just like heart attack central. Like it was so bad. We stopped. We stopped. We stopped Baker and them. It went back, and it was like a minute and change, and everybody was talking about Daniel Jones. Like everyone was talking about Daniel Jones and how he missed the tight end wide open across the field. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. He got the first down. He went down. He didn't fumble the damn ball. Like there
He didn't
was a
trip.
minute. Yeah, there was a minute 37. There was a minute 37. He got the first down. He slid touchdown. They had one timeout left. He put the he made the call. He called his own number and he delivered. That's all I care about. Like that's all I cared about. The only thing I was like, me and Benji talked about it last night in the Giants podcast. After we talked about our pros and cons, so I won't get into it. But yeah, just that was like the main thing to me. Like we went out on one just for us to sit here and watch us and flip back to y'all and see Flacco just drop back and throw a dart up the seam. Garrett Wilson cut off the safety. He got behind the corner, and the linebacker cut off the safety, caught the seam in the end zone. I was just like, "Yo, like, is this really happening? Like,
Yo,
did
Garrett
both of those
Wilson,
teams
man.
really win?"
Garrett Wilson. I mean, that boy. Woo-wee. All our first rounders from this past draft, including Brees Hall, are hitting off. And like my boy Daryl told me this past weekend, Max Mitchell. Max Mitchell. That boy. You ain't hearing much, but when it comes to alignment, if you ain't hearing nothing, that's a good thing because he ain't fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Word.
you want to hear it's like so like oh he's doing this and that, but majority of the time when you hear stuff on linemen, it's because they fucking up somehow one way or another. So Max Mitchell has been like my boy Dad was like, "Yo, Max Mitchell's playing." I'm like, "Max Mitchell?" Like, "Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're right." I forget. Like you tend to forget about the lineman a lot. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's something tied to that lineman, like a first round pick or like how much they got paid, like something that like pops out about him. If not, it's out of sight, out of mind, pretty much a lineman.
He he was a he was a pretty highly rated tackle coming out of the draft this year. I mean, he wasn't like a first round. He was like a first round material, but people were talking about him on the back end of the draft. Like if somebody
Mm-hmm.
could pick this guy up, he could potentially be like a day one starter at right tackle. So like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised that he's going out there and that he's doing as well. He did as well he did in this past game. I'm not surprised in the least because I've been reading about him for a while and I actually wanted the Giants until I mean we picked Neil, so I was like, whatever, we don't need him now. But that was definitely a guy that I was like watching for a while,
Mm-hmm.
just to see where he went. So I was just like I said, I think I saw one play where Max Mitchell got caught with like a hold or something like that, and I think it negated a first down or something. But other than that, like I didn't hear too much about him this past game. And
Yeah.
again, you're going up against you guys are going up against a good defense. Like the Browns aren't a bad defense. Like
No.
and
No.
you're getting thrust into starting roles, and you have to go against Miles Garrett and everything, and Jadavian Clowney. You guys, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but you guys did more than hold your own, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, you can't stop Miles Garrett. You can only like slow him down and try and just like you know push him away or like run away from him. You like
Yeah,
that dude's a beast. You cannot stop him. So the fact I think he only got like 4 sacks, I think it is. I was like, okay, yeah, it's a lot to give up, but still, like that's only four. Like freaking Hutch had like a 4 sack game as well too.
yeah. Hutch had like three in his first half.
So it's like it's crazy. Like right now in our division, the Bills, of course, are like 2-0, which is expected. After that, the rest of us are like 1-1. Oh, sorry, the Dolphins are also 2-0. My bad. Dolphins are 2-0. Bills are 2-0. We're 1-1 with the Patriots. So that division is still close. You know, still close.
Oh, yeah. I think right now
And
for us, Oh,
I was gonna say the Colts, man. The Colts. They lost to the Jags. That's I didn't expect that one. I really didn't.
that really kills me. It really kills me because I have to really consider the Jags being like a good team moving forward, and I have to like consider them and I have to consider them when I like pick people now. Like when we do our pick them, it's like I have to really consider the Jags now.
I think it's
Like
gonna be one of those where like no, I think it's more of that we consider the Colts. The Jags is like it depends on who they're playing. And apparently the Colts are not at the level we thought they were gonna be at. Same thing with the
yeah,
Lions. The Lions, if you watch Hard Knocks, I was like, okay, I could see maybe they're gonna get some wins, but they're not playoff contenders. They're like gonna be like maybe 4 to 6 wins, if that. 4 to 5. They got one already, so.
yeah, yeah. Very true. I think that was a good match for them. I thought that they did well against the Commanders. All right, week 3. What are we looking like?
Thursday night game. This would be a good one. This is a nice rivalry game in the division. The Steelers at the Browns. And let me remind you what I told my boy Keith when he was trying to figure out that loss. And if Chubb had gone down and not scored, the game would have been over. But like I tell him, the Browns are the Browns, and the Browns will do what the Browns do. So it's the Browns.
You sound like you're going Steelers.
It's tough because like the Steelers are like in a little bit like a funk here and there. I'm torn a little bit here. I kind of want to lead towards the Steelers, but I think the Browns might make a comeback after last week. So I'm gonna go with. I'll go with the Steelers.
Where am I going? Steelers, Browns. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I'm gonna go Steelers on this one. I think I'm gonna go Steelers here. It's tough again, like you said. And I want to see what's gonna happen with Najee. See if his foot's okay, and Steelers will have a couple pieces that are banged up. But I think I'm still gonna stick with the Steelers on this one too. What we got next?
Saints at the Panthers.
I'm going Saints.
You going Saints?
I'm going Saints. I feel like there's nothing to really even like explain. Like I'm just gonna go Saints. I think like they struggled a little bit against the Bucks last week, but I don't believe the Panthers are the Bucks. The Panthers struggled mightily against us last week, and I mean we're solid. We're a team that everybody just does their job most times. Everybody just does do your job, do what you're supposed to do. Um, Baker to me isn't the answer. So I mean, I think if the Saints can shut down CMC, which I do believe they can, because we didn't give it too much to Christian. Besides, he broke that 40-yard run. Other than that, he was doing it all day. So I think if the Saints can shut down McCaffrey in the run game early, it'll be a long day for the Panthers. So I got the Saints winning this one.
I got the Panthers.
Really?
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to remember, it's Jameis Winston. He went 1 for 3 last
It's Baker
week.
Mayfield.
Winston threw a touchdown with 3 INTs. He got 236 yards, but you don't want that 1 TD to 3 INT ratio. And this is what I was telling Brett. Brett was like, Jameis Winston. I'm like, he's like, oh, he threw 5,000 yards. I'm like, yeah. And he had 30 TDs. I'm like, yeah. And he had 30 INTs. Like, you don't want that from your starting quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, I followed him in college. He did okay, but that's college. The week before against the Falcons, he had 269 with 2 TDs. And I think the Panthers defense is better than the Falcons. So I'm going with the Saints on this one.
Wait, same to the Panthers. You should have said Panthers
Sorry,
at the beginning.
Panthers. I mean Panthers.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, Panthers.
Panthers. All right. Next, we got the Texans at the Bears.
This is interesting. Because the Bears pulled off you can say it's an upset win against Niners, but like they're in a monsoon. The Niners were not prepared for that at all. If that doesn't happen in Soldier Field this week, I think the Texans will win. The Texans have been playing pretty tough, and I mean, I didn't think they had weapons like that, but Damian Pierce hasn't been running bad at all. They got production. They're getting production out of Brandon Cooks. They're getting production out of Nico Collins, and Davis Mills looks pretty legit. So I'm gonna go Texans on this one. I think they'll beat the Bears. What you got?
I'm gonna have to go with the Bears on this one. I don't have faith in the Texans yet. I mean, yeah, they tied against the Colts, but I mean, from what we're seeing, the Colts are not up there yet. So yeah, I'm going with the Bears.
Okay.
The Chiefs at the Colts. I'll just make it simple with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs. Nothing really to talk about here.
No. Ooh, this is a good one.
Little division matchup.
The division matchup, and this is for the undefeated 2-0 between these two. Yes, it's early, but it makes you wonder now. Another test for the Dolphins. They had a test against the Ravens. Now they got another one against the Bills. Like, what's going to happen here?
I'm going Bills. I'm going Bills on this one. Yeah. No one has been able to stop the Bills this year. Like, no one's been able to stop the Bills this year. I know, again, like you said, it's early. It's only 2 games in, but they're just having their way with any and everybody. They started off with the Rams. They went to LA and just dismantled the Rams. And then they came back last night, and it was more of the same. They just been dismantling people left and right. And they have Diggs, and you got McKenzie, you got Davis, you got three backs and Cook and Singletary and Moss. Got Dawson Knox. Offensive line is holding up right now. They had a couple bumps and bruises yesterday, but they held up pretty well. I thought defensively I told everybody that front line on defense is sick. Greg Russo's he's not starting show, but Greg Rousseau started off. He had a good game last night. He heard his name almost every other play. AJ Epinesa is another one. He came out. He's doing his thing. Ed Oliver is a monster on the inside. Jordan Phillips is a beast. Like Boogie Bashams is good rotationally. Like they have all these pieces, and I just think it's going to be a little too much for the front five of the Dolphins to handle, along with Tremaine Evans leading the defense from behind or anything. I have to look into what happened to Dane Jackson and see if I can get an update on him. I haven't got any updates on his condition after the hit last night. It looked really ugly. So I actually have to look up. I don't look up actually right now and see what the status is on him. What do you got on this one, though?
This is gonna be interesting. Like I was saying, this is a good test for the Dolphins again. On both ends of the ball. But I feel like the Bills are the Bills. The Bills are not like the Bengals. Unfortunately, as a Jet fan, because they're in our division. So I feel the Bills are going to pull this one out, go 3-0 in the division. Josh Allen's just too much. Von Miller is just a beast right now. He's just you figured I thought he was going to slow down, but the man cut weight. He lost weight. He got himself in really, really good shape, and he's just beasting right now. So it's tough. All right, Next we got the Lions at the Vikings. Is this like a? It's like almost like rivalry week, almost like division games a lot now this week. This is all right. So the Vikings were supposed to be like the second team behind the Packers, but I mean, it's not looking that way. I mean, I'm
It's
sorry.
not great. It's not great.
No, it's not. I mean, they are like what? I think 1-1. I think they are. Let me just check real quick.
I'm just gonna do what I think you're gonna do, and I'm gonna take the Lions.
Yeah, they're 1-1, and like I said in the chat yesterday, I'm thankful the Jets didn't sign Kirk Cousins because like I was saying, he could have a game. He'll throw like 400 yards with like 3 TDs and like 1 interception, but in the next week he'll just shit the bed. Like no, and I know I'm gonna hear like, oh, well, Zach Wilson is like, yeah, I get it, but when this man wanted 84 million guaranteed, and then all his money is guaranteed, like you're stuck with him. You can't cut him. You can't trade him because his money's fully guaranteed. Like he's getting paid no matter how good he does or how bad he does. So have at it. Next game.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be a good one. The Ravens at the Pats.
I don't know if it's gonna be a good one. I'm going Ravens here. I understand the Patriots at home, but the Patriots haven't looked the same since Brady's gone, and I think the Ravens are gonna just be. I think Lamar's gonna be too much for that defense to handle, as far as him throwing and passing, and that the Ravens have some pretty solid, they have some solid weapons. Devin Duvernay's been pretty solid for them. Started off that game against the Dolphins with like 100-yard kick return.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Rashad Bateman had like a 75-yard touchdown reception in that game. So they have their weapons. They have to be more consistent and be durable. But they have their line. They just replace people and they keep pushing. They got good receivers. Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Their running backs, the core is slowly getting back together. Dobbins is coming back, and they got Mike Davis, and they got a couple pieces on in the running back group that can carry the load. Like I said, and hope just gotta hope like Dobbins comes back and he's like healthy and everything checks out, and then he'll be back on the field. That's gonna be another piece for Lamar, and I think it's just gonna be too much for the Patriots to really handle, and defensively, Blake Martindale's gone now on the Giants, but the Raiders defense always seems like stout to me. So they'll figure out their little wrinkles. They'll find a way to the quarterback, and they'll be right in Mac Jones' lap all night, and then eventually they'll be sacking him for a loss for like every play. But I'm going to go Ravens on this one. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't think Mac Jones is gonna survive this game because remember he had an injury last game, and I think it's I think it's the ribs or his back. I can't remember. So I think it's going to make it worse because it's that Ravens defense is trouble, man. I got the Ravens as well, but don't be surprised if I'm not wishing any injury on anybody, but you don't want to go into a game against the Ravens hurt. It'll get worse. It'll just get worse. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got the Ravens on this one. Next game we got. Oh wait, what the hell? It's supposed to be shit. I messed up on that one. It's supposed to be the Bengals at. Oh wait, hold on. What's it be?
Oh Lord. Well, while we're going on that one, we got.
Oh no, wait, sorry. No, that's right. Yeah, it's the Bengals, the Jets. My bad. Shit. It's the Bengals, the Jets. My bad.
Guy's so excited he forgets his own damn schedule.
Yeah.
Bengals, Jets.
All right,
Bengals, Jets.
This is a trap game right now. This is a trap game. The reason being because the Bengals are coming off 2 losses now, and they're looking really bad. and we just came off of like literally a game that we weren't supposed to win with 2 minutes left and no timeouts. So our morale, everything is high right now. So we need to be careful. We need to not give the Bengals anything because even though the record is 0-2, they are still dangerous. They're still dangerous. So this game scares me a little bit, but I think we'll be all right if the defense plays the way they're supposed to play, like they played this past week, and they've been playing so far. And I can't wait to see this Jamar Chase and Sauce Gardner matchup. If it's not, if he's not going to get matched up with DJ Reed, so it's going to be interesting who Jamar Chase gets matched up with. And yeah, so I'm going with my Jets. Like, I'm going with my Jets, man. I'm going with my Jets.
This is tough. It's really tough. Like you hit all major points. The Bengals are 0-2 coming off back to back tough losses. The Jets are 1-1, stole a game in Cleveland. Nobody thought they were gonna win. But I want to go with the Jets as well. I really am. Like it might just both be wrong, but I don't know. The Bengals have like this bad mojo about them that they need to shake off first. There's like
Yeah.
this. There's just something about right now that I feel that they're not clicking on all cylinders. You know,
and I don't want them to shake it off against my Jets.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that.
But like I said, this feels like a trap game after this past weekend. And I think in the beginning of the season, I think I called a trap game during our schedule too. I can't remember. And so yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're both going with the Jets on it, so I'm down with that. What's next?
Raiders at the Titans. This is interesting.
This is gonna be an ugly game. Like it's gonna be ugly, just because the Titans are just ugly right now. They're not like a good team or a fun team to watch. Like, they're 0-2. They lost the last second to us week 1. They got destroyed last night. And like we were saying before we even started, like the problem is that there's no threat. There's no threat to the Titans. So teams could just stack 8 in the box and just be like, go ahead, roll with Derrick Henry. Roll with him 3 times, kick your 3 and out, punt to us, we go score, and you can have the ball back and you can run 3 more times with Derrick Henry and we'll just stack 8 in the box. Like we'll just send more than you can block. Every team right now is forcing Ryan Tannehill to be a quarterback and step up and win the game with his arm, and he can't.
Nope.
Like because right now, what we said was they have a 30-year-old Robert Woods who's coming off an ACL tear, and they have a rookie in Treylon Burks. Other than that, they have Henry, and that's it.
So and Burks didn't have a good preseason either.
No, he didn't. So I mean, like he had a catch and run yesterday. I saw a little bit of that game on Sunday when I was watching. Last night when I was watching one Monday night game. I was watching that. He had like 1 or 2 plays that kind of like he flashed a bit, but it like nobody's gonna sit here. No quarters are gonna start playing like off you like that because like it's Treylon Burks. Like no, not gonna happen. Yeah. So every team is just forcing Tannehill to step up, and until he can do it, they're just gonna continue to struggle. So I'm gonna take the Raiders on this one.
I'm gonna do caution towards the win, and I'm going with the Titans. I feel like Derrick Henry literally will take games here or there. Well, he'll literally like just take over, and I think this is the game where he's literally gonna go off. He's gonna have like over 100 yards rushing, and maybe 2 to 3 touchdowns, and that'll be enough to get their win over the Raiders.
Okay, all right. What's next?
The Eagles at the Commanders. This is a no-brainer, man. This is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles on this one. The Commanders don't look good. Eagles look great as Lisa last night. I'm going Eagles on this. This is easy.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, if the Eagles keep playing the way they did last night, they're going to be a tough out for anybody. And Jalen is just like he's doing really good. Like I can't say anything bad about him. Last night's game, he did really good. He did great. Like if he plays like that consistently, and I'm not saying like he has to put those numbers. I'm just saying where he's almost like he makes little mistakes, almost to no mistakes. Like you can literally pencil the Eagles as contenders, legitimate contenders for the NFC Championship game and maybe the Super Bowl.
All right, let's reel it back.
You ain't like that. You're gonna hear that shit.
Let's reel it back. They had 2 good games. Like, and they almost lost to the Lions week 1, all right? It was 38-35. All right,
I know, but
let's
that's what
calm
I'm
the
saying.
Super Bowl chatter down.
But this is what I'm saying though. The Lions are looking like they're legit. Like I said before, I'm not saying they're playoff contenders. I'm just saying they're no longer the NFL like walking mat where like you play the Lions, literally we're gonna win. As long as we don't like let them in, we're gonna win. No, this is like when you got the Lions, you gotta fight. So like that's what I'm saying. The Eagles are fine. The Eagles are going to have trouble with the Giants. The Giants keep playing the way they are, and the Giant fans are going to literally have to take asses like every game, Tums and all that stuff.
You don't know how. You don't know. I mean, you do my pain because you're a Jets fan, but it's not fun. It's fun over here, but it's not fun over here. Everybody's lost a lot of years off their life being Giants fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. If we're going Eagles, what's next?
Oh, Jaguars and Chargers.
Oh man. I want to kind of see this game because the Jaguars are playing really tough football right now. I really like it. Like we're seeing the maturation of Trevor Lawrence and his playmaking, his decision making, his arm, his yard, everything. We're seeing like progression and maturation, which he got cheated that first year on because of freaking Urban Meyer's crazy ass. So now you got Doug Peterson down here, who's a good quarterback, a good quarterback coach. I was the head coach, but he helps develop quarterbacks. I should say it like that instead. He's really good at that. So now they have him down there. They're playing really well. Travis Etienne is back and he's healthy. James Robinson. So got a nice little 1-2 punch with the running backs. And Christian Kirk is having a decent year thus far. I know it's only 2 games. I know it's early, but he's having a good 2 games. So I'm gonna take the Jags. As much as I like the Chargers, I really like the Chargers. Like if I had to choose an AFC team, it might be the Chargers. I really like them. I truly do. But something's I don't know. One Keenan Allen is banged up, so I don't know if Keenan Allen's gonna play. Um, they're almost like running their offense through like their fullback because every time I see like a highlight or something, it's Zach Horvath like scoring or Zach Horvath getting the ball. I don't like you have Austin Eckler back there, one of the better backs in the league. Like, let's get Austin Eckler more involved into the offense here, especially with Keenan Allen down. And he's like, so you have him. Mike Williams was flat the first week, came out and had a great week this past week. So, but again, like as much as I really do like the Chargers, I like the direction the Jags are trending in, and I like the aura and energy that's coming out of that organization that Doug Peterson is preaching to his players. So this is going to probably be my wild card pick, but I'm going to take the Jags in this matchup. I like the way they're playing, and I think they can pull off potentially. I guess we can call it an upset. So I'm going to pick the Jags on this one.
I'm going with the Chargers. I just feel like Eckler and Williams in this game are going to pop off.
I get it. I truly do. Like I said, I really like the Chargers. Especially in the past few with Justin Herbert. I love Herbert.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is not going to be like a blowout like what the Eagles did to the Vikings last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not going to be that. It's not going to be. It's going to be like a touchdown difference or a couple field goals. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
No more than 10 points. is the way I'm looking at it, and it's going to be a good game. It's just I think the Trevor Lawrence still lacks a little more. Um, he is making progression. He is going, but I think by next year, you'll if he continues on this path, you'll see him mature into the game where he needs to be, where he will win you games on his own. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just don't think this is the year for them. This is not the game for them right now. Maybe if there was later on in the season, yes, but not right now. I still think they're not ready yet. So I'll go with the Chargers on this one.
Yeah.
The Rams at the Cards. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, you go first on this one.
I want to go with the Rams, but the Cardinals literally had another good come from behind win themselves this past weekend as well. And I want to see how Kyler Murray reacts to this because literally they got like in the playoff game, in the playoffs was like not fun. So I want to see what he does against the Rams. I am going to go out on the ledge on this one too, and I'm going with the Cardinals as well. Hopefully he has matured, and this is where he starts to show the progress. Like he has shown it, but like a different one. Like like I can manage the big games. Like this is a big game. You know what I mean? This is a big game. I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals on this one, and Kyler Murray.
This is tough because it's like week one they came out and they got destroyed at home by the Bills. They came out this past week and they had a good game and they won. And so it's like to me, it's like, what Rams are you gonna get? You know, which one are you gonna get? Are you gonna get the week one Rams, week two Rams? And like you said, this is a good matchup playing the Cardinals. The Cardinals have a decent enough defense. They have good weapons on offense, and it's gonna. I think it's just has like shootout potential. Like I think this has like 34-30 potential or something like that. It's not this. Not I won't say like a shootout, like a 40 something shootout, but like I think it'll be a decently high scoring game. Damn, this is a tough one. It's really just like, what are you gonna get? Like, which Rams team are you gonna get here, man? I want to
Yeah.
go Cardinals too. I want to go Cardinals too. It's just the Rams have so much inconsistency. Like their offensive line isn't what it was because you lost Whitworth and you lost Saffold and everything. I think Saffold actually was gone before anyway, but you lost Whitworth and Odell's not there. Aaron Robertson has to be more consistent. T. has started to just double and Cooper Cup and be like, find somebody else to throw a damn ball to. But
Yeah.
and in the running game, I think has to get going a little better. Daryl Henderson got majority of the touches week one. Cam Akers got some more touches this week, but
He's got to step up. He has to.
he does. He stepped up majorly in the playoffs, so I don't know what's going on right now. But I think with the lack of consistency with the Rams right now, I got to go with the Cardinals on this one. All right. What else we got? What else you got for me?
Falcons at the Seahawks.
This is ugly.
This is no bueno. There's no
This
bueno.
is just, this is just ugly. Um, Falcons Seahawks. Let's see. Where do I want to go on this one? I am honestly, I'm just gonna go Seahawks because Seahawks are at home. Like I think that's really what I'm gonna do. Um, the Seahawks defense still kind of flies around, and I think it's gonna make it a little tough. Along with Mariota hasn't been an NFL quarterback in a couple seasons now. He's been sitting there just on the bench for the Raiders the past couple of years. I think for his first time, being the starting quarterback in the last couple of years, going into Seattle, having to deal with the 12 man, um, I think it's going to be too much for him. And other than that, they have to me they have like decent weapons. Their offensive line isn't great. Um, I was looking for big things out of Tyler Algier, the rookie running back, but he's not going to be playing. Cordell Patterson is Cordell Patterson. He's going to have his touches, his yards. But they have Kyle Pitts and they also have Drake London, but they need somebody else on the opposite to them to step up. So I think there's too many factors. Again, it is tough to say because the Seahawks are playing Geno Smith. He is their starting quarterback. So again, are you going to get Geno that outdo a Russell when the Broncos come back, or are you going to get like sorry, say are you going to get like Jets Geno? Are you going to get butt fumble Geno? Which I have Mark Hitchin. Are you going to get like linebacker punching him in the face Geno? Like, like what Geno are you going to get? Like,
Can you get another Geno that's not with the Jets?
I don't know where else we're going to go. Where are we going to go? We're going to get Giants Geno Smith? Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, what Geno are you going to get?
Oh,
That's my only thing. But
so
sitting the Falcons to the 12th man, it's kind of a tough task.
here's the way I look at this game. I look at this game as which team is going to make the winning team is going to make the least amount of mistakes on either side
Yeah.
of the ball. And I'm talking about like I'm not just talking about holding and like fouls. I'm talking about coverages. I'm talking about picking up blitzes. I'm talking about the quarterback, checking off on the receivers because it's not that this is going to be a great game. It's just this is going to be a sloppy game. So it's a matter of who can minimize that sloppiness in order to win. And I don't know if it was because the Falcons are better than what we think, or if like you were saying, the Rams are just like it's like they're inconsistent and you don't know what you're gonna get.
Mhm.
But I'm going with the Falcons on this one. I don't know why, but I feel
Okay.
like even though they're in Seattle and they're going to the 12th man, that 12th man is only there and activated when the Seahawks get going. And that's the major part when they're going. If the Seahawks are not going, that 12th man is no longer a factor. So I'm going with the Falcons on this one.
All right. What was next? Green
Green
Bay
Bay
and
at
Tampa.
the Bucks.
Um, I'm I'm gonna go with the Bucks here. Um, just for the fact that again, the Green Bay is another one of those teams that are just their inconsistency right now. Week one was they got destroyed by like the Vikings, I think it was. They got like beat by the Vikings week one. They came back and they won their second game. But I look at the Vikings. The Bucks have one of the best front sevens in the NFL between uh between their edge rushers, their their interior D linemen, between Devin White, um, Levante David, Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield Jr. They have a very good defense, a very good defense. And as much as I like Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, uh, the lack of weapons for him is what's going to kill him. And that's just really going to be the name of the theme this year. Like, get the man a first round receiver, get him some help, get him somebody, you know.
That's his own
So
damn fault. He decided to stay
it
there. That's his
is.
own fault.
It
That's his
is. I'm
own
not
fault.
saying it isn't. I'm not saying it isn't,
No,
but
no,
in the
no, no.
years
I know. But I'm saying it's his own fault. Like express it because he
in the
had a chance to leave.
years prior though, the man deserved a first a receiver. He
Oh yeah.
deserves some help. He deserves
Oh
some
yeah.
help. This year, I'm not. That's on him. Whatever. But You got Christian Watson, you got older Sammy Watkins, you got Romeo Doubs, you got Alan Lazard, you got Amari Rogers. You got a lot of people that like Alan Lazard is the most veteran player in that receiver group. No, I lied. Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb are, but these guys aren't as good as they once were. Like Randall Cobb now isn't Randall Cobb when he was first on the Packers. Sammy Watkins isn't what he was when he was like younger and everything. So
No,
it's a lot. They have like some decent pieces, but all that you're asking for all of them to make up that production that has been left from Devontae Adams leaving.
yeah,
That's the tough part. You're asking like four people to make up for the one, and you still don't know what's even going to happen. And like I said, that D line is going to get after Aaron and that offensive line. Todd Bowles is going to send pressure left, right, and center. He's going to send unique plays and twists and blitzes and everything else. He's going to send delayed blitzes and everything. And I think it's going to be a long night. Now, I think they might be able to get the run game going a bit between AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, but Brady down in Tampa too. I think Brady and if Mike Evans is back, we'll see if he. No, actually, he's suspended
no,
this game. He's
he's
suspended.
suspended.
So
Suspended.
even then, though, I think with Godwin and Julio Jones and their run game and everything, I don't know if it's going to be a big high scoring affair or anything, but I still think the Bucks are going to find a way to squeak this one out. What you got?
I this is tough because Evans is out. You know, and Aaron Rodgers. And I
Yes,
know
he
people.
is.
Some people don't like him. Some people don't. But I know for damn sure if he was on your team, you wouldn't be upset about it. I'm just saying.
You're
I'm
not
just saying.
wrong.
This is a tough one because, like I said, because of the fact that the Bucks don't have Mike Evans, and yes, Mike Evans can be inconsistent, but when he gets you those 2 or 3 plays, or if he's like on the point on the ball, that man is tough, man. He is tough.
Yeah, but like you said, he ain't here.
No, like I'm leaning towards the Bucks because the Packers don't have one, so I think I'm just going with the Bucks because of the fact that there is no options for Aaron Rodgers, and like I said before, he has to find that person and help build them. But who is it going to be? I just don't think he's going to find it in this game.
You would assume it's either Lazard or Cobb just because of the history that they have.
Cobb is like you.
But
It's like you said. Cobb is not Cobb anymore. He's
yeah, he's
on
a
the down
shell.
end. Yeah,
He's
he's
a
on the
shell of
down
his
end.
former self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like and Lazard should be the one stepping up. But if he doesn't, then all right, just take a seat back and let somebody else have a shot at it. So I'm going with the Bucks on this one. Until Aaron can find somebody he can trust as a number one, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I agree.
And luckily for them, the division they're in, they really don't have competition. Especially now that the Lions literally picked up. So all they got to do is win their games, and everybody else will just like kind of dismantle themselves. You know,
What we got next?
the Sunday night game, the Niners at the Broncos, Broncos country. Let's ride.
Um, I'm gonna go. I'm going Niners on this one. I'm
Really?
going, yeah, I know it's a mile high, but but the Broncos went to Seattle and didn't look that good to me. And again, I feel Russell got kind of outplayed by Gino, and I feel the Niners defense is better than the Seahawks defense. So defensively, defensively, I think they'll be able to handle. I think they'll be able to get at Russell Wilson a bit, and Last Juice has been good for a couple of years now, for a while actually now. So defensively, I think they'll be fine. And then offensively, you have Jimmy G. And I mean, a lot of Niners fans, and some of I'm friends with, and I know, didn't want Jimmy G traded at all. They actually wanted him to start the whole time anyway. So I literally had one of my friends text me as soon. Well, not he didn't text me, but in the group, in the group that were in, Trey Lance went down with an injury, and he literally said like, "All right, Jimmy G's in the game. Now we can go win the game." Like people still want Jimmy G to be the quarterback. So I mean, I don't think he's a bad quarterback either. I think he's a pretty solid quarterback. You have him, and they always find a different running back every week, whether it's Jeff Wilson or whoever else.
Mhm.
And then Debo's gonna be Debo, and if Kittle comes back, he'll probably be on a pitch count. But I still think if Kittle comes back, he'll still be some type of factor. If nothing more than a decoy, he'll be some type of factor in the run and pass game. So like I said, I'm gonna go Niners here. I like what the Denver is building. I like what they're building. They hit up to add a couple more pieces on the line, maybe like a guard or two.
Mhm.
Defensively, I like the D line. Linebackers, I feel like they need to do a little more. I think the linebacker core to me, I think, is where you find another piece or two. Their safeties are fine. Their corners are fine. Sertan's a dog. Fuller's is nice. I really just feel like they have to find somebody more consistent. Like the receivers aren't consistent enough to me, and I want to see. That's what I'm really interested in because before they had like Locke and Teddy Bridgewater and all that shit. Like I can understand why like Cortland Sutton and Jerry Judy and KJ Hamler weren't really putting up numbers like that. Now with Russell Wilson, I want to see like okay, now you have a good quarterback. The O line is pretty solid. It's pretty decent. But you have three big receivers, and you have Alberto at tight end. The production needs to increase tenfold. That's what I need to see. Like Cortland needs to go be the 1,000-yard receiver that we thought he was going to be. Jerry Judy needs to be like the 700 to 900-yard receiver we thought he was going to be. Cam Hamler needs to be like the 500-600-yard receiver. Alberto the 400-500 yards. Like this is what we need to see now. We need to see this. All these people, all these horses got to go. Like obviously to get in the high gear.
Yeah, I think this is the game. This is their statement game right here. I picked the Broncos. I think this is where like if they don't put it together yet, this is where they start putting it together, and you start seeing like, holy cow, this is the offense we imagined it was going to be when they made this trade. Like this is where I think this is the game when they make their statement, and this is like they're like, this is who we're about. Get ready, because we're just getting warmed up. I'm picking the Broncos on this one. Good luck,
Okay.
Niners fans, because if the Broncos start getting going, good luck, Niners. Good luck to the rest of the teams in that division. Monday night
Last
game.
game.
Stage is all yours, my friend.
I mean, there's not much to say. I'm going Big Blue here. You know, even if Dak was playing, I'd still probably have my balls about me to call to say go with the Giants. But it's like we were talking about before. To me, the main thing for us would be if we can get not Kadarius. So, well, yes, if Kadarius Tony is on the pitch count, I don't know what's going on with him, but if he can get on the field and get involved in the game early and often, it's going to be a long night for that Cowboys secondary. And then I'm praying that we can get Thibodeau and Aziz on the field. I don't think it's going to happen this game, unfortunately. I would love at least one of them, but about the one that does scare me is just like our lack of being able to win the one-on-one pass rush. Like Jahad Ward has been a good pickup for on the edge, but he's not getting to the quarterback consistently. He's a great edge setter, great in the run game. O'Shane Jimenez has stepped in and he's played admirably. I'll give him that, even though I'm not a big fan of his. But he stepped in admirably and done his job. Um, but another one just cannot win one-on-one. Now we're talking about Leonard Williams being out multiple weeks. So now we're down him. And then, you have your two interior rushers like Dexter Lawrence and Nick Williams and Jabari Ellis, but they're not getting after the quarterback like that. So, and this is the game where you can't just have this Dallas quarterback sit back. I understand it's Cooper Rush, but that's my one thing that's my one fear. You can't just have these guys sit back and just pick you apart.
No,
Um,
can't.
I don't think the Cowboys offensive line is in flux because their left tackle and I believe their left guard our backups right now. Um, again, the lack of weapons for now Cooper Rush. Again, Noah Brown had he went off in the last game, but if we can contain CD Lamb, force it to one side of the field, we can live with Schultz getting a catch or two. As long as this guy Noah Brown doesn't become this big factor, and we can keep it close and keep it within striking distance, I think we're the favorites actually in this game right now, especially since it's in MetLife.
Mhm.
But yes, I just there's a there's there's not much really for me to say. I think the Giants could have a fair chance at winning this game. Even if Dak was playing, I think we have a fair shake to win this game. I don't believe in the O line for Dallas right now. The lack of weaponry. I understand you have Zeke and you have Tony Pollard, but until I see more on a consistent basis, I want to go Giants. I think the Cowboys just like barely squeaked out the win against the Bengals, so I'm
It's like
going
I
Giants
said.
here.
Did the Cowboys win that game or the Bengals lose that game? You know what I mean? This
Right.
one again, it you're gonna stack 8 in the box for Pollard and Zeke, and just be like, hey Cooper Rush, try and beat us. Literally try and beat us for real. They could have the Giants could have Eli Apple and they'll still pack up 8 in the box and be like, try and beat us.
At this point, yeah, like
And I
maybe you say we're getting lucky with the string of quarterbacks we faced so far between Tannehill, Baker, and now Cooper Rush.
hey,
But
you still have to play the game. You
yeah, yeah,
still
it's the name
have
of the
to
game,
play.
man.
And
Yep.
like they say, anything can happen on any given Sunday. You don't know. We don't know. You know.
Not at all. Gino already went out and beat Russell in Seattle, and Cooper Rush beat the Cooper Rush beat the Bengals in Detroit in Dallas. So
And the Colts, who
anything
everybody thought were going to have a good season, are literally like
at the bottom of
oh
the division.
1-1. So it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the Giants on this one too. We had a lot of that.
Hopefully,
We literally saw eye to eye on this week's picks. We didn't go against many. It gets like that sometimes, you know.
yeah,
It gets like
yeah. I mean, like I sometimes I do want to just go against the grain and just be like, all right, like I was gonna pick them, but I don't want like what's the point of me? You just pick the same people all the time. But like this week, it was more so just like these are kind of like no brainers, and I look like an idiot if I just pick this team. So like,
yeah.
let me
But
just
I have no problem going against the grain. Like
no, I don't either. I
you
can always
know,
try to come up with some type of argument for anything.
yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest with you,
So
but our week 3 selections are in the book. Um, wish us luck. The first 2 weeks of the NFL have been nothing short of exciting, and we hope the trend continues into week 3. If you're a Jets and Giants fan like ourselves, we're hoping for another W. Jets can improve 2-1 this week. Giants can improve to 3-0 hopefully this week and knock Dallas down a peg. That would be great. But if we have nothing else, thanks for watching, guys. Go Big Blue. Jet up. We hope to see you. We hope to see you week 4 for our review and our predictions. We'll see how we do. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. As always, let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you like. Let us know if you think my picks are stupid, because I'm pretty sure some of you probably are, and that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to like everything that I say. I say a lot of controversial shit on purpose. But till then, everybody have a great night. See you on the next episode.